I love the road. It's great. I love in the hospital too. In the hospital there's so much going on, and you know, there's always something going around the next corner or the next door. That's fun too. I just like being around the horses. That's my thing, and I get to do that all day. Today we are going to Garen Casey. That's a farm where we're going to look at a horse that has a cast. He had a P1 fracture, which is a fracture in the pastern, so right below the ankle. For a couple weeks now, he's going to be in a cast. And since he's using the cast so well, he's getting sores in the front of his leg. Okay, Rocky, I think we better take him out and just see how he's walking first. He has a little bit of tough time on the turns because of those hind shoes. So this is a young thoroughbred racehorse. He's probably 3. He's using the cast well. Okay, let's go ahead and turn him slowly. But he did this, I assume, in a race. That's where most of them will injure themselves. Sometimes they'll do it in a work. Okay. So you can just see how this is rubbing on the front of his leg. So what we're going to do is elevate his heel and actually extend it so it just keeps him from rocking back on it and just digging into the front of his leg. So if we want a horse to stand real still, we'll tranquilize him, which you can see his eyes are getting really sleepy. They are. It's going to take just a little bit long. That should be good.
You're like, you see like
right there. Now this gets really hot, so it takes a while to set up here. He had a fracture of his first phalanx, which is right in here, a fracture of this bone. So what we did on him is put this cast on. He'll only need it for a couple weeks. I mean, the main fracture lines are repaired. And once we get him stabilized in this cast where he's not rubbing on the front, then he is going to do great. These horses can even go back and race, which is what we fully anticipate with him. See, he's already trying to rock back, but it doesn't go.
Stops him.
Yep. So he'll kind of just knuckle forward. Good. Good boy. You're waking up. Yeah, you are. His prognosis is actually very good. They go back to racing very well, and I would expect him to do really well, probably 90 days before he does go back, though. As far as a horse being done once they fracture a leg, that's really not true. We have a lot of different types of fractures where the horses go back to racing. There are some we can't repair to make an athlete, but we can make them functional, and then those horses are able to go on to a second career as a breeding animal.
We are blessed here in central Kentucky not only with great land for horses, but also it's the center of the equine veterinary community in this country and maybe the world. And the level of care is just unbelievable.
In order to raise a good racehorse, show horse, any kind of horse, I mean, really you need the proper medical care just like you have in human world. Just like people, if you have a fever, you need to call your veterinarian. They can just lacerate themselves out in a field on a stick or something. And again, you're going to have to call your veterinarian.
Mike had just seen him before and thought he was more fluid.
But we'll take him in and feel of him and just make sure we don't feel any fluid anywhere. But I'd say he's trekking up pretty well there. I've always wanted to be a vet because I love horses. I love it. I love to see different things in horses. I love to be able to see an issue and then go look at a horse and put the two together. And talking with the clients and giving them recommendations and then seeing them go on, maybe with a horse that wasn't perfectly clean, going on and seeing them do really well. Well, everything feels good except for a little bit of fluid on the medial compartments of the stifle, so we'll see where the x-rays are and kind of go from there. He's a nice colt. That's what's so great about being an equine veterinarian is being with the horses and being with them every day. I get to touch horses and feel horses, and they're just a magnificent animal.